Hello and welcome to Meaco in Guildford. We've been selling dehumidifiers now since 1991, and what we're trying to do here is to put together a series of short guides for you so you get an idea about each individual dehumidifier before you make a decision to buy. My name is Chris Michael, I'm the Managing Director and Founder of Meaco, and I'll be guiding you today through the Meaco DD8L, Meaco DD8L Junior, the two machines that share the same casing. The DD8L is primarily used by people who live in flats, apartments, people who don't have a tumble dryer because it's very good at drying the laundry, houses up to around about 4 or 5 bedroom in size, plus lots of unheated applications, things like looking after cars, tools or something within a garage, your boat, your caravan, your holiday home, motorhome, those sorts of applications where there's no heat and you're not going to be around. So as you can see, it ticks quite a lot of boxes, and it's probably not surprising that the DD8L series is actually our most popular dehumidifier by some distance. We export to something like 17 countries around the world, and pretty much in every country in the world the DD8L is the most popular dehumidifier. Quite an impressive machine. So why is it so popular? Well, it's a desiccant dehumidifier as opposed to a compressor dehumidifier. Traditionally, dehumidifiers have always been compressor based, i.e. being a fridge or a fan, and a large part of our range is compressor based, the 10L, the 20L, the 30L, the 40L and so on. But the DD8L doesn't have a compressor at all, so no compressor means no cooling coils. So you're taking away 2 large chunks of metal there. That's why they're a lot lighter, around about 6 kilos. No compressor means no noise from a compressor, so that sort of rumble noise that a compressor gives you, you don't get with a desiccant dehumidifier. So it's lighter and it's quieter. The other thing about a desiccant dehumidifier is you get more heat generated by them. I'll explain why. The process of dehumidification. The fan draws the air into the machine and over the filter. On the DD8L, that's an antibacterial filter. On the DD8L Junior, it's just a standard dust filter. So the air gets drawn across the filter where it's cleaned, and then it hits a wheel. The wheel is full of a desiccant material that's called zeolite, special technology for domestic dehumidifiers. The wheel here is rotating round very slowly, and as the air comes in, the wheel absorbs the moisture out of the air, and then the wheel itself is saturated. As it comes to around about this corner down here at the bottom of the machine, there's a heater there. The heater and the second fan work together in order to remove the moisture from the wheel, so the wheel is good to go again and it's able to dry the air once again. So at any one time, about 80% of the wheel is drying the air. The water is sucked out of the wheel, dribbles away via channels into the water container at the bottom. It's that heater there that provides the extra heat. So the air that's coming out of the top of the dehumidifier will be around 10 to 12 degrees centigrade warmer than the room air. Compare that to a compressor dehumidifier where the air coming out of it is about 2 degrees centigrade warmer than the room temperature. The other thing about a desiccant dehumidifier is it doesn't care what the room temperature is, and this is why it's so good at all those unheated applications. Its performance is consistent. It doesn't matter if it's 2 degrees C, 12 degrees C or 22 degrees C, it's always going to extract around about 8 litres of moisture per day. A compressor dehumidifier, on the other hand, whether it be 10 litres or 20 litres, can only extract its maximum amount of water at set conditions of 30 degrees C and 80% RH. And of course here in Britain we don't get those sorts of temperatures. So on the whole, in room conditions at say 20 degrees centigrade, the compressor dehumidifier will take out approximately around about a third to a half of what it can do. So at 20 degrees centigrade, a 20 litre compressor machine is actually going to be taking out around about 6 to 8 litres of water every day. The same as a desiccant dehumidifier. And then when you get to those colder applications, they'll be taking out even less, though the desiccant will be consistent. So we tend to say that if the application is below around about 16 degrees centigrade, always go for a desiccant. The other thing that makes a desiccant very popular is that if there's a power cut, when the power comes back on, it will restart in the application that you left it in. So whatever setting you chose on the control panel, it will restart with those settings. So we learned how the dehumidifier works, how the air's getting in, how it takes the moisture out, how it then gets that into water, puts it down into the bucket, and the air coming out is warmer. The bucket itself, when it comes out, you get the bleeping noise. You also get the bleeping noise when the bucket is full. The machine turns itself off when it's full, so it's not going to overflow, and you know when you've got to change it. You'll see you've got a splash-proof cover on the bucket itself. Lift that off, pour the water away. In terms of living with the dehumidifier, just turn it on. Because it's a desiccant dehumidifier with no compressor, that means it's always going to be quieter than a compressor dehumidifier. It's no contest, all you've got really is just the noise of the fan. What we do on the Meaco dehumidifiers, which is quite unique, is that we give you independent control over the fan speed and the humidistat. So you can choose how noisy you want it to be or how hard you want it to work, because you can select the fan speed so you can have it very quiet, or if you want it to dry some laundry for you and so you want the fan to work a lot harder, you can select that. But you've got control over it rather than the dehumidifier selecting the fan speed for you and then you ending up with a dehumidifier that's noisier than you would like. So to give you an idea, the camera's about a metre or so away from me. If I stop talking, this is on its lowest fan speed. In all honesty, even with the enhanced mic on the camcorder, I doubt you probably even heard that. This is the second fan speed. So the machine's working a lot harder now, there's a lot more air going through it. And finally, that's the highest fan speed, which is the laundry mode. So you should be able to pick this up on the camcorder, I would imagine. There's a lot of air going through this machine now, and this is how it dries laundry so quickly. It's the air that's coming out of the top here, there's a lot of it, it's processing the air very quickly, and also I can feel the warmth on my hand as the air comes through the machine. This is why it makes it so popular. If you're looking to use a dehumidifier in the home, maybe you've got 3-4 bedroom house, and you're thinking, do I go for something like the Meaco 20L or do I go for the DD8L? That's a common question that we get asked quite often. I would answer it like this. Do you need to dry a lot of laundry? If the answer is yes, go for the DD8L because you'll love it. If you're going to put it at the bottom of the stairs, for example, or on the landing, is the hallway, the landing, a cold space? When you walk out into that space, do you notice that it's chillier? Do you feel that that space could do with some extra warmth? If you do, then go for the DD8L because it will have a warming effect on that area because of the extra heat that it's putting in. If the answer is no, well, you know, the hallway or the landing is perfectly warm and, you know, it's satisfactory, I don't have any problems with it, then actually then probably go for the 20L because 20L won't give you that warming effect, but you don't need it. So that's often how we decide on a domestic application which machine you should be going for. Like all of the Meaco dehumidifiers, you've got soft touch control here on top of the control panel. It's very easy. You've got the 3 fan speeds which I was just playing with just now, and then you've got the humidistat settings. Our recommended setting for use within the home is the one that's got the thumbs up on it. That's the right place for it to be when you're using it in the house. You've then got the 3 droplet settings, which is going to take more water out of the air. You'd use that during a cold spell when the surface temperature of the windows has dropped. It's easier for the windows to have condensation on them, and you want the dehumidifier to work a bit harder, so you then go for the 3 droplets. Then you've got the t-shirt mode on it, which is for drying laundry, and that's sort of self-explanatory. Best way to dry laundry: get all the laundry on a clothes horse, put it into as small a room as possible, dehumidifier in there with the laundry, close the door, very small air volume, laundry will be dried very quickly. DD8L and DD8L Junior and our 20L have got a special energy saving mode on them. What happens is that you set the humidistat to your preferred setting. When the relative humidity drops below that point, the machines go into fan only mode for about 5 minutes just to check that the relative humidity is stable. If it is, then the machines go to sleep for half an hour because there's nothing for them to do. They wake up in half an hour's time, they go into fan only mode again, only using about 30 watts worth of electricity, check what the relative humidity is like. If everything's okay, they go to sleep for another 30 minutes. They repeat that process until the relative humidity has gone back up, and then they turn themselves back on, they start dehumidifying again until things again are at acceptable level. That gives us a really good balance between saving you energy, electricity and money, but still giving you efficient dehumidification, accurate dehumidification that's looking after your home. The dehumidifier is going to spot when you are bathing, showering, cooking vegetables, putting the kettle on, all that sort of stuff that's putting moisture into the air, and it's going to know when it's got to dehumidify, and it's going to know when it can just save you money. So that's a unique feature that we've got on the DD8L, DD8L Junior and the 20L. So the differences between the DD8L and the DD8L Junior, they look exactly the same. Even I couldn't tell them apart unless I looked on the label to see which one I'm looking at. So the difference is the Junior does not have the air treatment facilities that the DD8L does. So the DD8L's got an ionizer that puts negative ions into the air. They attach themselves to positive ions, usually dust. That makes them heavier. They fall down to ground, either to be hoovered up or captured in the filter. It's better for them to be there than it is for you to be inhaling them, and if you suffer from asthma, eczema, something like that, then you're more likely to have an allergic reaction to them. So that's what an ionizer does. It helps clean the air. And the antibacterial filter, that does what it says on the tin. If bacteria is in the air, it comes into contact with the filter and it's killed. So the DD8L, go for that if you need the extra air treatment facility, if you need to have cleaner air, if you're using it in the home. But if you want a dehumidifier for your garage, your holiday home, your caravan, your boat, your workshop, somewhere where you're not there that often yourself, then go for the Junior. Save yourself the money and bank that, and still have a very good dehumidifier. The DD8L Junior was best on test, best buy with Sailing Today magazine when they reviewed lots of different dehumidifiers from the major manufacturers, something which we're very proud of. So DD8L Junior, DD8L, same dehumidification capacity. Difference is that the DD8L has got that air cleaning facility, air treatment facility, which you don't get on the Junior. That's the difference. DD8L, by far and away our most popular series of dehumidifiers. Customers love them. You'll see loads and loads of really good reviews out there. Won lots of tests. Very, very well loved. Good choice. If you've got any more questions, then please contact us. You can contact us via the website, meaco.com. You can email us, sales@meaco.com. Please do get in touch. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.